Yo, what's up guys? It's Watashi Wonder here, and I'm here with the top 5 builds in Dead by Daylight for Survivor. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe or give a like. Let's get right into the video. Alrighty, we're here with the first build. It's gonna be an all-around build. This is probably the build I'd use if I was playing alone, solo queuing, and so the first perk's going to be Adrenaline. Adrenaline, once all of the generators are completed, it will heal you a health state and give you movement speed. All around, Adrenaline's a good perk, especially if you're able to run the killer around. It will help you because the killer will tend to tunnel you or get mad at you. Second perk's going to be Iron Will. Iron Will is an amazing perk. Especially against Spirit. It makes it so you can't hear your grunts or from your injuries if you've been hit. And then Decisive Strike. It's been an amazing perk for a while. As soon as it came out, when you get grabbed off a hook and the killer grabs you, you can Decisive Strike them. That is if you hit it, and then you can probably get away. But you might get grabbed again. And then the last perk for this build is going to be Dead Hard. Dead Hard is probably the best exhaustion perk if it works, because most of the time it gives you the exhaustion status effect, and then you'll get hit anyways. But when it does work, it's an amazing exhaustion perk, and I'd recommend this as the best probably solo queue build. Alright, for our second build, it's going to be the Sabo build. Before running this build, keep in mind that without a toolbox, this build won't be nearly as beneficial as it would with a toolbox. The first perk is going to be Breakout. When the killer picks up a fellow survivor, you'll gain movement speed when you're next to the killer, and the survivor will gain 20% increased wiggle speed. This perk is great because you want your fellow survivor to get out before the killer reaches a hook. The second perk is going to be Metal Man. After taking 3 protection hits, the next time you get hit while injured, the hit is ignored. The third perk is going to be Inner Strength. Inner Strength is probably the best self-heal in the game. And this is a great perk in this build because you're trying to take hits to activate your Metal Man, so you need to be healed up because you're not always next to your fellow survivors. And for all you need to do for Inner Strength is cleanse a totem and get in a locker, and you'll be healed. The fourth perk on this is going to be Dead Hard. Dead Hard, like I said, is one of the best exhaustion perks. You can use Dead Hard in this build when you're trying to get someone off the killer's shoulders, so you walk in front of the killer injured, and you Dead Hard, making the killer miss and swing. It's just a time waster. The third build is going to be the Head On build. Head On is an exhaustion perk that when you go in a locker for 3 seconds, and then sprint out of the locker, it will stun the killer if the killer is in front of the locker. You can use Head On in 2 ways. The first way would be when you're in a chase, you can get in the locker and then stun the killer, and then you can gain some distance from that. The second way you can use it would be stunning the killer when a fellow survivor is getting carried to a hook. The second perk is Quick and Quiet. Quick and Quiet is perfect when using Head On because it makes your next rush action completely silent, meaning that you can sprint into a locker and it won't make any noise, making it super easy to charge up Head On before the killer notices that you went in the locker. The third perk is going to be DS. DS is an amazing perk with this build. After getting taken off the hook, if you're tunneled, you can get in a locker, and the killer is either forced to take Head On or take DS. If you DS the killer after getting grabbed from a locker, and then immediately get back in the locker, and then you Head On the killer, you'll stun the killer for a total of 8 seconds. And then the fourth perk is going to be Inner Strength. Inner Strength heals you in a locker, so it fits perfectly with the Head On build. If you're injured and you get in a locker, there's a chance the killer will respect it, and you'll get healed, and you'll be able to Head On the killer and get away. The fourth build is the Ninja build. The goal of this build is to disappear from the killer while you're in a chase. The first perk is Light. When you fastball a window, you'll gain 150% movement speed for 3 seconds. The goal of this build is to completely disappear, so the next 3 perks are just here to help Live do its job. Once you sprint Quick and Quiet will make it so the killer can't see the rushed action, and Dance With Me activates when performing a rushed action. You'll leave no scratch marks for 3 seconds. You have 3 seconds after using Live to disappear from the killer. The killer will be unaware that you vaulted and won't see any of your scratch marks, making it almost impossible to find you. The last perk just adds on to the build. If you're injured, Iron will make it so the killer can't hear your grunts, making it even harder to pinpoint where you are. The final build is going to be the Gen Rush build. The first perk in this build is Better Together, a perk that highlights whatever gen you're working on for all your fellow survivors to see. The second perk is Prove Thyself. When you're working on a gen with another survivor, it increases the repair speed by 15%, making the gens go by insanely fast. The third perk is Sprint Burst. If the killer is coming towards your gen and has vision on you, Sprint Burst will allow you to easily gain distance from the killer. The fourth perk is Spine Chill. Spine Chill will allow you to see the killer if the killer is looking in your direction, making it amazing while rushing through gens. Once it lights up, you can safely walk away from the gen, and when the killer leaves, you can go right back to the gen rushing. You can fully optimize this build by bringing a commodious toolbox with socket swivels and wire spool as the add-ons.